So I am drunk as fuck giving this message because I get drunk every night basically and I talk shit on the internet. That's what I do because what else would anyone else do? Good for them. Um I'm laying down to go to rest and the Holy Spirit says, "You're going to make one more video tonight." And I'm like, I know, because the Holy Spirit, you're going to make one more video tonight. And that is, do do people of the world really think that James Casbolt has allegiance with them? So I tried to type it into the description, allegiance to them, but it wasn't coming up. Like, it was too many characters. Do you really think that James Casbolt actually likes you? And I mean no disrespect because evil people have their position in the world, and he's definitely evil. He definitely is an evil man, but he's also a very diplomatic man. Um, Warcry, do you really think that James Casbolt has allegiance to you? You can reanimate him all you want, but do you really believe, truly, honestly, do you really believe that he has allegiance to you? That would be a mistake. That's the whole thing of all. Like, you created a monster, you propped up a monster of some kind, an abominable man who can't die. And I don't know who this is for. I mean no disrespect, but do you really think that his allegiance is with you? I hope not. I hope not. Like, I'm just putting this out there because I hope you don't. Like, that's truly and really and honestly, like, he told me, like, a millennial back, he's like, if people talk about you, like, they're not the worst people ever. The worst people ever will never talk about you. Terry Joyce will never talk about you. They won't bring up your name. They won't associate it with his name. The worst people in history will never associate the names of the people who they're against. He's like, so the worst people ever, they say and do whatever. If they bring up your name, that's a good thing. He's like, in the future, your name will be very popular. It will be a household name. But if people do not bring up your name, he's like, and they do harm to other people, he's like, that is where the worst people lie. The people who bring up James Casbolt's name and do not associate it with my name, another layer, dude. It's another layer to evil. The Mossad agents, it's like in New Age, we call them chimera. It's people who all have a vendetta against the same people. Those are the worst people of all. People who don't associate the names, people who will not say your name, people who will not say his name, people who do not say the names of the people who they're against are the worst people of all. They're the most wicked people of all. They are the uh, just trash of the satanic occult. The satanic occult. Saturn is a god who eats his own kids. So you can't imagine a world where the man and the woman are not conjoined. You can't. You can't create a world where the man and the woman are not conjoined. You can't. You cannot. We're not saying that this is like some kind of romantic love, because Roman love was very convoluted. We're not saying this is like a marriage contract with the United States. We're not saying this is a sexual marriage of any kind. We're not saying that. We're just saying that you cannot disassociate the masculine energy with the female energy. So within the female energy, she's in her detriment because the masculine energy has been very hijacked, distracted. The masculine energy has been, I don't know, just like hijacked, distracted. Yep, naturally, but you will not dissociate the two. So there is merit in associating the two energies. The people that dissociate the two energies, the Mossad, the Chimeras, Mossad Chimera group, you will not survive. Like, I'm not posing this as a threat. I'm just posing this as like a final warning. You will not survive. You do not understand. I have said time and time again, and I mean no disrespect, but I'm like, James Casbolt does not actually like the evil energies that he associates with. He was born into the Windsor family cult, which luckily, God loving, people are like, who is that? I love it. When people don't even know in America, I love it so much. When people are like, who the fuck are the Windsors? I'm like, oh my God, I love you. They don't even know who the Windsors are. That's great. That's wonderful. It's fantastic because no one fucking cared when Queen Elizabeth died. No one fucking cared. No one cares when the Pope dies. No one cared when the Queen Elizabeth died because these are false idols. These are false people. I love it when people don't even know who the Windsor family is. I don't fucking know who that is. James Casbolt was born into the Windsor family. You have to remember his history. He was born into the Windsor family, okay? And his natural lineage used to do crime for the Windsor family, who took over after the Romanov family were murdered in World War I, right? Alexandra Feodorovna, the Tsarina of Tsar Nicholas, who some other creepy witch tried to rope him into a marriage, and he was like, you can keep the house, but I am not in love with you. I'm in love with Alexandra Feodorovna. And went and married Alexandra Feodorovna. And they had 5 kids. In the Romanov dynasty, they had 5 kids. And they were naturally killed, like allegedly killed. Not all of them. They weren't all killed. No. Beach, no. They weren't all killed. History would have it like, oh, they were all killed. They weren't all fucking killed, dude. I would imagine myself to be Maria Romanov or Alexandra Romanov. 2 in the same, 1 in the same. Yeah, bitch, we found ourselves back into reality. You can't kill us. You can't kill us off. It's impossible. Then the Windsor family were like, oh, I'm the fucking person now. Queen Elizabeth was like, I'm the fucking queen of the world now. No one likes her. She's weird. She's rabid. She's a rabid death cult witch. She's a weird person. Like, good for her, because take the trash out. Like, no one gives a shit. You mermaids want to scissor yourselves into the forest? Like, dude, take the trash out. No one cares. No one cares. But naturally, the adversary to the same bloodline, because we were so intertwined, would find himself to be born in the same exact imposition. That was James Casbolt. This man was born in the crossfire of the war. And then naturally, when he became an adult, he was like, I've been killing people like in the hundreds since I was 16 years old, and I don't want to fucking do it anymore. Because this crazy bitch is fucking weird and I don't like her. So why do you think that James Casbolt is still somehow your friend? This is what people don't understand. Why do you think this man is still somehow your friend? He's not. He would naturally find himself in the arms of the woman he belongs to in some sense, whether it be a mother, as a child, whether it be romantic. I don't like the word romantic. Why do you think James Casbolt is still somehow subject to your authority? And you would be like, well, yes, he's subject to our authority because we've created an abominable man who cannot die. Don't forget, the spirit will 100% usurp what you had done to him. So he came out in 2006 as a 30-year-old after killing so many fucking people. Dude, James Casbolt has killed so many fucking people. And they had to do it under the guise of oh, these were drug lords, right? Like, these were people doing child porn. They had to do it under the guise of we're gonna tell him that these people were wicked, they were evil. And a Manchurian candidate, he just went out and fucking killed them all. He killed so many people. And then at 30 years old, he's like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. There's always a traitor within a bloodline. He was the traitor within the bloodline. And then they were like, oh, let's just rope this dude into a relationship with a whore. He told me that Haley Meyer was a whore. He was she just found my material and was oh, he's the first Skype session we ever had. He was she showed me her tits. And she was I'm just going to rope you into the situation. And then he finds himself into America. And then he finds himself in America with this stupid Zionist family, Zionists. And then he's working for the army, communists. And they treated him so badly, and she treated him so badly, and the family treated them so badly. How were they even able to create a child? Because they didn't even have normal sex. From my personal experience with James Casbolt, they weren't even able to have normal sex because Haley had a humiliation kink. She had a humiliation kink. The girl was addicted to humiliation. So he was like, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck ever, dude. And then she's doing all this weird shit, and he's just I mean, whatever, you're my wife. And then there's photos being taken, and then naturally when they discard him back to the UK, he's I got all these weird photos of this woman because she did the weirdest shit ever and she fucked me over. Reverse blackmail. I mean, naturally, it was reverse blackmail. Dude, Haley did the weirdest shit ever. I can't even believe they were able to make a natural child, because when James came to America, he was in the army. He was away from Haley for so long. And when they did have sex, it was not normal. I'm super suspicious. I'm optimistic that like that's actually an offspring of him, because if he died, I'm like, that's his offspring. Like, I want the boy. Naturally, I want the boy. I'm not lying. Like, FBI, don't come for me. If that's his natural offspring and Haley goes fucking crazy, I'm like, I want the boy. I want that child. If it's truly James Casbolt's natural seed, I want that child. 100%. That poor kid, I want him. Naturally. 100%. I'm not going to go and steal him. But if James Casbolt died, I'm like, yeah, give me that kid. Naturally, because the mother's going to go crazy. Hank Meyer's going to die because he's getting old. He should be dying soon because he's getting old. Give me that child. Give me that boy. I want him. 100% I want the boy. Because if something happens to James Casbolt and he dies somehow, his seemingly natural offspring, which I'm like, I can't even believe they were able to make a natural offspring, because Haley was so sexually immoral that I'm like, and they spent virtually no time together while he was in the United States. I'm like, oh my God, if they were able to make a natural kid, yeah, I want that boy as my own. Naturally, obviously, I want that kid as my own. I want him to have a great life. I want him to have a better life. I want him to have every opportunity that could possibly be presented without the imposition of this creepy ass effing family that he was born into. Yes, naturally, I want that kid. If anything happened to James Casbolt, naturally, I want that kid. If it can somehow become legally allowed, yes, I want that kid. I want that boy. I want to raise him. Because this family was freaking weird. This family is freaking crazy. Like, they're not giving him the opportunities of a natural born child. They're doing weird stuff. And James Casbolt, being the biological father of this kid, if anything happened where Haley went crazy, which she's going crazy, it seems like she's going crazy, why doesn't the custody go to the natural born father? Yeah, I want that kid. 100% want that kid. Want him under my care. Why do people think that James Casbolt is so diplomatic to them? They're like, well, the World Health Organization, well, we've made him abominable. He can't die. Why do you think that he has any allegiance to you? When he grew up in the Windsor family and was like, in 2006, I effing hate these people. I don't want to do any of their crimes anymore. Came into America, went into the army, like born into a Zionist family, like bred into a Zionist family. And then he went back to England and was like, I don't like these people. Why do you think he's allegiant to you now? He's allegiant to me. And I'm not just saying this out of my ego and pride. Like, all you people with all of your like agendas, why do you think that James Casbolt has some allegiance to you when he doesn't? And he never has. And he will absolutely rise again in some sense. It won't be an allegiance to you. The allegiance is to me. If you don't mind me saying, the allegiance is to me. It's because I am the counterpart of James Casbolt. I am the seed of the recipient. I am the person who will, and I've done great work in Central Texas. I am the seed. I am the receiver. I am the person. I'm not saying this out of pride and out of ego, but for people to really understand, why do you think James Casbolt has allegiance to you? He will never. He has never. He literally has never. That's why his life has been virtually a nightmare, because his allegiance is not to you, and he will never succumb to your agenda. He will only ever realign himself with the will of mine. Not being all egotistical maniac, but I'm saying, why do people think that he has some kind of allegiance to them? He doesn't. He will never. He will only ever find himself. We end as we began. He will only ever find himself back to the beginning, back to the origin. His entire life, he went back to the origin. He went back to the origin. He will only ever find himself completely aligned with the will of mine. He will never find himself aligned to the will of the World Health Organization, the Aleister Crowley cult, the Zionist cult in America, the American Army, the Zionist family, the Windsor cult. Like, you people have tried time and time again to get him to succumb to your agenda. He will never. And I'm not just like trying to pose a threat. I'm like saying, like, seriously, like, you keep thinking that you're getting him time and time again. You're like, oh, we got him. Oh, we got him. Oh, we got him. You won't. You won't ever. There is no getting him. You will never separate the female from the male. You will never. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying, like, you will never separate the male from the female. You might think you're like delaying time, but maybe this is like the end of time, saying like, you'll never separate the male from the female. You won't do it. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say. Everything has occurred that would try to separate the male from the female, and it hasn't happened, right? Like, it hasn't. Like, it happens in waves, but like, we're at the end. Like, you will not separate the primordial male from the primordial female. It won't happen. It can't happen. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no possible way. And so, this is probably why you're experiencing the things that you're experiencing, is because there is no physical, logical, psychic, spiritual way to separate the female from the male. It can't happen. Like, there's no possible way. It's just like, I don't mean to be a dick, but it's just the way it is. Like, there's no possible way. There's no possible way. There is no possible way. It can't happen. Like, it just can't. It will not happen. It can't happen. I'm just trying to, like, tell y'all. I hope you figure it out, but like, it can't happen. Like, just don't try, because it can't happen. There's no way. It can't happen. There's no possible way you can do it, but people have been trying to do it for so long, but they don't realize that it can't actually happen. I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm just trying to tell you. All right, check you later.